Hello and welcome to This is Portsmouth.
We're back to bring you the latest and greatest around our beautiful waterfront city of Portsmouth. How are we feeling about today's show, everyone? Oh yeah.
That is what we like to hear.
That was done well.
And we are just as excited as you guys because on this week's episode we are not going to disappoint.
We will be joining an inspiring artist from the Hotwalls studio in Old Portsmouth who uses his talent to bring people together.
Not only that, but we will also be visiting the Eldon Arms to see how the young owners have made their dreams come true.
And if that's not enough, we sent Ryley on an adventure to understand the day-to-day life of a local livestock farmer.
Now, you may notice that we are coming to you from a different part of the studio today, and that is because something very exciting is going on in our usual spot. If we just swing our camera over, we can see that we have transformed our kitchen. We have transformed our studio into a kitchen for the very first time.
And joining us in our transformed studio, we would like to give a big welcome to Enwezor and Zegu. Thank you so much for joining us today in the This is Portsmouth kitchen. I'm so hungry, I can't wait to make some food with you today. Now, before revealing to you guys the reason we brought Enwezor in today, we've been playing a little game over on our Instagram page at This is Portsmouth.
That's right. You may have noticed a theme going on this week over on our story. We've been asking you guys at home to guess why today is an important day on our national calendar.
So let's take a look at how you guys responded to this question. What are we celebrating in the studio today?
Have a look.
So we got down with the kids. We did a Q&A on the old Instagram.
Did a poll.
And here are some of the answers we got. We got it National Pancake Day.
So these are guesses as to what today is.
National Pet Day. Chubby Bunny of Blueberries. Interesting.
Is that a Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day.
Slightly
Is his
early.
birthday? Oh, happy
birthday.
Is he? That's a valid answer. That's a valid answer.
No, that's
some good answers there.
Yeah, some great answers as well as interesting ones. However, today is in fact Nation Blueberry Pancake Day. Pancakes have been a staple meal in the British family home for centuries.
And I love a good pancake,
So
don't
do
you,
I.
Freya? The original pancake recipe was actually made from wheat paste and was not as sweet as the modern version. But when blueberries were labelled as a superfood, they became a great addition to the pancake recipe in Europe.
And as we are a city who loves a sweet treat, we wanted to bring Enwezor into our studio to show us the perfect way to celebrate.
And I am so excited, I'm starving. And you at home can follow along with Enwezor. Just head over to our Instagram page to find all the ingredients you'll be needing later on in the show today.
And keeping with the theme of blue, we're getting to the end of January now, and I hope we're all feeling positive about this time of the year.
I signed up to the gym. I've been about twice, so you know, if you've not had the
no
best start
worries.
to the year like me, maybe
Plenty of time.
you may be feeling a little bit of the January blues. So with shorter days and less sunlight around this time of year, it is common to have a case of January blues. It refers to feeling generally more sad and down in the dumps around this time of year.
And I certainly experienced that. But nevertheless, I made it my mission to find a solution to this winter slum. I got in contact with a remarkable lady named Denise, who is a qualified mindful meditation teacher. I went to visit her home to discover how being more mindful can lift your spirits, relieve some stress, and focus our attention back to positive thoughts at any point during the day. Let's take a look. This January, I'm making it my mission to combat the January blues and find ways to better myself, become more mindful and boost my self-confidence. So I decided to meet with Denise, a mindful wellbeing practicer and teacher, to find out more information and see how I can implement this in my daily life.
My name is Denise Banks, and now most of my work is teaching a variety of mindfulness courses. So I teach mindfulness-based stress reduction, mindful self-compassion, mindfulness in schools project courses, and I also work in the corporate sector, so doing a project with a colleague of mine called Helen Bradley, doing wellbeing at work. So that's actually supporting people in the workplace during work hours. I trained as a counsellor about 25 years ago and kind of practiced that off and on, and the whole time I've been constantly working on my own self-development, and that's, I think, going to happen for the rest of my life. And I got back into this work really big by practicing Buddhism. And so mindfulness really is a core practice and a core component of Buddhist practice, and it was through that I started to realise that I could actually train and start to teach other people, and so that's when I retrained and did all my qualifications to teach all the various mindfulness courses that I teach. The courses I run are a mixture of people, just regular members of the public, there could be students at college, in schools, teachers, businessmen, women. Mindful self-compassion has the same elements of mindfulness, so paying attention to the present moment, but it has another added element which is really all about essentially becoming our own best friend. Because often for many of us, not for everybody, but most of us have an inner critic, which is obviously quite hard on ourselves. Right above us is a spare bedroom, and so I created a sort of makeshift office space. So yeah, you're welcome to come up and see it.
I would love to have a go. Why don't we go and have a look?
So to practice any mindfulness or meditation, you do not have to sit on the floor or in any particular position. You can sit on a chair, on your sofa, at your office desk, that's all fine. But if you do want to sit on the floor, it doesn't have to be, this is called a zafu, but it could just be a kind of doubled up cushion. But it's better to have the hips ever so slightly higher than the knees, because otherwise it can be quite painful on the back and on the posture.
Thank you so much for having me today, because I actually feel so much more relaxed as when I walked in, and I genuinely feel so much more present, and I will be coming back. Such an interesting story, and we are actually lucky enough to have Denise joining us now in the studio. Welcome, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Obviously, I came to visit you in your home, and you taught me all about mindful meditation, and we kind of practiced a few things. I mean, you're probably like quite interested to find out.
I'm very interested. I've seen the VT. I've not visited yet. I'm very excited to get to know some more about mindful meditation. So I'm right in saying you're a qualified mindful meditation teacher, and you can practice this in day-to-day life. It doesn't have to be in a specific setting.
No,
you can do it anywhere.
Absolutely, you can do it anywhere at any time. So if you're boiling the kettle or if you're in the queue at the supermarket, you really can practice mindfulness anywhere.
It's crazy. And it's all to do with like centering yourself and your stomach and connecting your breathing, if I'm right?
It's really about paying attention to the present moment, because so often we're caught up in worrying about the future or the past, and while we're doing that, we're not noticing what's happening now. And so it's about actually bringing our attention on purpose back to the present moment and noticing, how am I right now? What's here for me now? Over and over again here.
A lot of people, when they think about, mindful meditation, they kind of think of, candles, that kind of side of things, but you're trying to slightly sway away from that to not attract a certain, demographic.
I think I use those things when I'm doing it myself, but actually I think it can be off-putting to some people who think you need lots of special equipment and sort of candles everywhere and joss sticks. As I said, you don't have to use that at all. You can just do it while you're sitting here, sitting on the bus, at home, at the office, absolutely anywhere, and you don't need anything special.
Yeah, and I'm right in saying it can really benefit your your mental health and your well-being, because I know for our generation, young generation, social media is such a big thing. I think it causes so much anxiety and pressure, and we don't often focus on ourselves in the moment. So I think something like this is fantastic to do. And I was just wondering, would you mind? I've not been invited. I've not been to the house yet, so I'd love to do some techniques right now if you'd love to show us.
Great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use the breath, and it can be a really great way to just bring us back to the present moment, which helps us get into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. So you don't have to kind of sit really high and formally, but we can just sit in a sort of upright, relaxed way, feet on the floor, and all we're going to do is we're just going to notice the breath as it comes into the body and as it leaves the body. So for some people that might be easiest to notice the chest as it rises and falls.
If there's anyone in our audience who wants to join in with this,
at home, if you're watching,
For other people, if you've got asthma or breathing conditions, noticing the breath here might be difficult, so you can notice the breath maybe low in the tummy, or if not, even the feeling of the soles of the feet on the floor. But all we're doing is just paying attention to what's here now, and that can include your thoughts, your feelings. Just a few seconds of silently noticing the breath coming and going. Don't have to breathe in any special way, just focusing the attention on this moment now and anything that's here. And as we do this, we're not trying to push anything away, we're not trying to change anything, we're just noticing the breath coming into the body and leaving the body. And as you do this, your mind will probably wander, and that's perfectly normal. So when you notice that happening, just bring the mind back to the breath. Where was I? This breath, this moment.
God, I'm feeling very relaxed.
Just gonna doze off over here, guys.
Just over and over. You might notice you're getting distracted or bored, and that's perfectly normal. Every time you notice you've wandered off, just bring the attention back again to this particular breath. The sensations of the breath rising and falling in the body. Just rising and falling. And then when you're ready, just letting the attention come back into the whole body. Maybe the feeling of the feet on the floor, opening the eyes, and then just noticing if there's anything welcome right now. So you might want a stretch or a drink.
Stretch.
Oh my goodness.
Shift a bit, get more comfy.
I feel so.
And that's it.
I really felt for me. I have asthma, so I really felt it like in my chest. I actually quite felt my heartbeat. I never actually stopped to think, and I really felt, and I was really connecting with that.
Yeah.
And the
Start
rhythm
to
of it.
notice things in your body that you don't usually pay attention to.
And it's crazy because, as silly as it sounds, we breathe every day. So it's crazy to think that just by stopping and thinking about it can make such a difference.
Yeah, just noticing what's here now, and it can really help us just come back into this present moment, calm us down. It's like pressing a reset.
Wow, I feel so centered and relaxed now. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
introducing that into my life now.
Lovely to be here.
They're so great. And the great thing is that we can all adopt these techniques into our busy schedules, as we have proven today in a live TV show. Like, that's just great, isn't it?
I know, you're not wrong. And if you'd like to learn more about mindful meditation, head over to Denise's website at www.mindfulwellbeingnow.co.uk, and the link will also be up on our Instagram page at This Is Portsmouth TV. Check it out, there'll be some great things on there.
Now, from meditation to making dreams come true, we got in contact with some new pub owners from the Eldon Arms, just minutes away from our Eldon Hub studio. Sean Barnes and Andrew Hobbs are in their late 20s and have achieved their dream of owning a pub. Let's take a look at what it took them to achieve their dream.
I think it's a very representation of our friendship because we're very different. In Sean's a very sporty person, social butterfly, likes to go out, things like that. I'm totally different. I like my own company, I like playing the computer, I like being away, but I'm not very sporty. We're very different in look and stuff like that, but the core values are the reason we've been friends for so long.
Andrew's been a chef since we were like 15 years old, so I decided we wanted to come into this sort of business, and I'd started off doing like that admin side of things and was always planning. I used to be a teacher, so being in front of people was always my plan. So the plan really was he cooks food like he's done forever, and I'll be in front of people. So it seemed like an easy transition to move into doing this. Like lots of people doubting all the time. The amount of times I probably heard in the first sort of like 3-4 months that was. People coming in and they'd be like, yeah, a million landlords have tried it before. You'll be done in 6 months. You'll be done. Experienced people have tried this. You can't make this place work. And we were getting that sort of like every day. And when you're trying something new and you're listening to that all the time, and at the beginning of starting a business, it's difficult. Like you will lose money. Everybody knows that. So when you start losing money and people are saying, I told you, it ain't gonna happen. You can't do it. And you're hearing that sort of mentality. It's hard to not like take that on board yourself and become that.
There isn't one demographic. It can change so fluently throughout the month and throughout whatever we're doing. So we'll have parties for 18-year-olds, and you'll have a bunch of 18-year-olds in here vibing, drinking loads, dancing, all the rest of it. And then you'll have, like, we had singers in here in November, and they sung like older music, and we had lots of older people in here doing the same thing, but just their generation, if you know what I mean. So, and the vibes are totally different, but it's always good vibes. And I think that's one of the things I do love about this pub, is that it doesn't matter the crowd we have, I feel like we always get good crowds.
level of burden. People don't even understand that sort of like, you're laying in bed at night thinking,
I need to sort this out.
payday in 2 days. I need to make sure I've got enough. I need to make sure that, like, because not only are you paying for payday, you've got all your other bills to pay for at the same time, and it's
But
especially on coming out the back of the pandemic, you don't have big surplus on there. So it's like I say, those sort of little burdens, they're the toughest parts for me personally.
But they're also the ones that drive you the furthest. They're the ones that make you get up and do it, because you don't have that relaxed room. So it's like squeezing yourself into a box, and once the box gets too comfortable, you get out of that box, you get in a smaller box. You never get comfortable, because if you get comfortable, that's when you make mistakes and you do silly things. We try keeping ourselves uncomfortable as much as we can. That drives us forward, because once we get to the stage we want to be comfortable, then we just go get back in that first box that was big, because we relax and we let everyone else do the work. But we're nowhere near that stage. We've probably got another 10, 15 years in us before we even want to be that stage.
10 years, my body's broken. If I can get to 40 and we can not have to go to work 70, 80 hours a week, then that'd be nice.
Their story is just so heartwarming, and the best bit is that the pub is literally just down the road, so we can head there after the show.
The sun's
if
out.
You're up for it.
Why not? I would love that. And if you're around Southsea, pop in to visit Sean and Andrew, as they welcome all the Pompey locals. Now, Freya, there's quite a range in Portsmouth, but what is your favourite pub?
My favourite pub is Still and West. Old Portsmouth in Still and West is the place to go.
It's your go-to.
I absolutely love it. Winter, summer, you know, it's just
fish and chips.
Yeah, like the food is amazing. It's in the perfect spot. You're right next to the sea. I mean, obviously, when there was a storm not that long ago, their entire garden was flooded.
Like,
it was all their benches and tables were in the sea. It was quite funny if you look at their Instagram. But yeah, I mean, what's your favourite pub?
So I'm from London, so I don't know if anyone here has seen The Holiday. I quite love a good traditional old countryside pub, you know, a little fire burning.
Go for a little walk before.
I love an old pub. And Enwezor, what is your favourite pub in Portsmouth?
I think it's the Merchant House on Highland Road. It's lovely. It does great craft beer, and I'm a sucker for that.
Oh, are you? You love your beer then?
I certainly do.
Yeah, especially in the summer.
All year for me, actually.
all year. Okay, so now let's find out how we make the perfect blueberry pancake batter. So we're here with Enwezor, and we've got all the ingredients in front of us. So talk us through what we've got here today, what we're going to be doing.
Okay, so pancakes, you know, the core ingredient is flour. So that's going to be the base of our recipe. We've got sugar, eggs, milk, baking powder to get the rise, a little bit of vanilla extract for extra flavour, and a bit of salt. So there we go.
This is so fun.
We'll add the blueberries in the pan.
In the pan. This is right. I'm taking mental notes when I go home and use my fork and my saucepan to whisk up something. not as luxury as this.
Well, let's see. It's quite simple. Everyone can follow on.
Everyone can follow at home. We've got the ingredients, I think, on the Portsmouth TV. Join in, grab your bits. We can do it all together at once.
Yeah. Cool. So shall we get cracking?
Let's get cracking.
If you do the dry ingredients, and I'll do the liquid ingredients, then we'll combine the two, and we'll get our batter. So I think you need, is it 188 grams of plain flour in there?
Yep.
And I need 2 eggs in here.
This is going to be very messy. I'm not a cook.
Messy is part of baking. It's okay to be messy. That's why I love it.
Okay. Right, I'm going to go straight in here. 188. Oh,
I prefer to use scales just because you get really accurate.
Yeah.
Like digital scales instead of the old ones where you had to this dial would move over.
Yes.
You know, you don't.
I love that. And what shall I pop in next?
Okay, let's do the baking powder.
Baking powder.
You want 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. 2.5 It sounds like quite a lot. So this one's the baking powder here.
Which one am I using here?
Use that one.
This
so
one,
2.5 of that.
these.
Yeah. Sounds like quite a lot.
It does,
but
yeah.
It just needs a lot of rise, really. But trust me, you can't taste it. It just disappears into the flavour.
Because are we doing them quite fluffy today?
Yeah, really fluffy pancakes, kind of like American style.
American style.
Yeah, that's what you want for blueberries.
A nice stack.
Yeah.
You get a nice little stack going. Okay, and after the baking powder.
Yeah, we want half a teaspoon of salt.
A teaspoon of salt. Emma, you're going to have to remind me. I don't want to make savoury
Okay, right. It's this one. It's that one.
I think everyone will be spitting their pancakes out later if I did that
yeah,
wrong.
not good. So in this pan, I've got 2 eggs, 266 millilitres of milk, and 45 grams of melted butter.
Okay.
I'm about to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract. I've never used that in my pancakes before. Do you think that makes a fair
Yeah, a little cheeky.
Just to spice it up a bit, add something to it. Now what?
Why not?
What colour spoon am I using for this
Using
now?
the green one, we want 2 tablespoons of sugar. Yeah.
Simplifying it right down.
And mine is ready.
You're way ahead of me. You're the professional here.
I make these a lot. My kids love them.
Oh, really?
I made them
I bet.
yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So, it's easy for me. So if you want to just mix that together,
Give it
but
a
you don't
mix.
want to have like bits of baking powder.
Should we show everyone at home?
Yeah.
It's going well. We've not reached the frying pan stage yet, so nothing's on fire. I'm staying safe with
We're
what
not
I've got
going to do
here.
that. We're going to be
No.
fine,
We're
Shannon.
going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
Okay, that's fine. It only takes a second to whisk. So what I'm going to do is going to pour this into here, just
Okay,
into the
shall I
middle.
start stirring
Yeah,
and start pouring in?
Right, and the secret with making pancakes is just to not to stir too much and get all the flour involved. So,
Oh,
or
okay.
let's get clumps of flour in there. So let's get some more liquid in there, or let's get stuck in the whisk, which is not what you want. If you lift it up, your whisk, yeah, that's it, tap it.
There we go.
And then go back in and whisk some more.
Okay, here we go.
You're
it's coming along now. It's coming
you,
along
you,
now.
You said you were scared of pancakes, and you're absolutely fine.
It's when they go on the pan. But we're in safe hands today, so we'll be fine. We'll all be.
Okay, try and bring in some more of the flour
Bring
now.
some flour in, keep
in-
mixing it.
Get it thicker.
I'm going to put some more wrist
Okay.
into it there.
When it starts feeling
It's
a
coming
bit
together.
stiff,
It's coming together nicely. Yeah.
then I'll just add a bit more of the
Yep.
liquid.
There we go. And do you think hand whisk is better than electric whisk? 'Cause you get.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the recipes, they say not to over whisk, and if there are little bits of flour, it's fine. When you cook
Okay.
it, you just don't taste it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so,
good then,
So
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure many students who are watching at home, you might not have all these bits. Wilco, I think Wilco do a lot of cheap bits because you can make this as well. Because I use a fork and a saucepan and it never goes well. So
right,
I
here we
need to
go.
go. I need to go out and buy all the proper things so I can actually make this at home now.
Yeah, a few little investments, you
Yeah,
know.
do you know
and
what?
making
Yeah.
pancakes is so cheap as well because it's
So
just
cheap,
flour.
so
It's flour,
cost-effective.
milk, and eggs. So that's not.
So good.
Yeah, and it fills you up.
And how's the consistency of this coming on?
That looks great.
Yeah?
I mean, it's nice and thick as you see. I'll just add the last bit of liquid.
Last bit of liquid, use it all up. Perfect
And
measurement.
then just make sure you get to the flour right at the bottom now
Give it
because
a-
we've got all the liquid in
Here
there.
we go, yeah.
And that will be our batter.
Keep it going. I'm going to keep it. I still see some clumps.
That's
so I'm
fine.
Gonna...
Clumps don't matter.
They don't?
They're okay.
Okay,
They're
all
fine.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can keep them in then.
Yeah.
So we keep that mixing.
So all we're going to need to add is the blueberries, which we'll add in the pan instead of in there.
Yes.
Because
do you want to finish off to get all the clumps out?
No, that's perfect. You've done a great job.
Am I? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm being
I'm-
very self-critical.
Yeah. So
No.
no, we're absolutely fine.
It looks amazing.
We're
Okay.
ready to go.
It looks great. There's no clumps. Don't know if anyone can see it. I was going to show you and pour the whole thing over the whole table
That
right
looks
now.
so good,
The whole
yeah.
thing. So when we get cooking later, are we going to be doing like nice mini pancakes? So there's enough to go around for everyone who wants to try some.
Yeah, I quite like mini. They're cute, aren't they?
They're
Little
cute,
mini
yeah.
ones.
Especially if you've got kids, you can
Yeah.
stack them up, and it feels like you've had more.
Yeah.
It feels like you've had more, and
Yeah.
you can indulge them a
Yeah.
little bit more.
And we're going to share them out with the crew, aren't we?
We're going to share them out. I feel like everyone's a little bit hungry, a little bit hungry.
Well, they're going to smell good in the pan.
Well, I'm starving. My stomach is absolutely rumbling. Think about these pancakes. I'm so excited. What about you, Freya?
I cannot wait to try some. I'm so hungry. Now, earlier on in the week, we sent one of our presenters, Ryley, to a local farm in Denmead to learn about the life of a livestock farmer.
I'm here at a local farm to discover the benefits of farming to the community and how it takes a lot of hard work. Let's take a look at what life is like as a farmer on a livestock farm.
So today we're here at Denmead Farm and we're about to meet Michael, a local livestock farmer.
My name's Michael Bailey and I would describe myself as a small livestock farmer. We have cattle, we have sheep, and I do grow some of my own corn, which we feed back to the. So I'm a small mixed livestock farm. I'm 250 acres, which is quite small by today's standards. We have 300 livestock here. The general rule is everything has to be fed, and so it's a general routine of feeding and also bedding up. So we've got to try and make sure they've got somewhere comfortable to lay, and generally looking at them, because sometimes they do become ill, or they may escape, or it's not just feeding. It's kind of like general looking at the livestock. And when that is finished, so could be mid to late morning, depends how quick we are, depends what time we get up. We might move on to other jobs then, so it could be a bit of machinery maintenance, it could be some fencing, it could be just generally tidying up. If the weather's suitable, and depends what time of year it is, we could be going to do a bit of ploughing, we might need to mow some grass to make hay in the summer.
So what's your most favourite part of being a farmer?
Giving the cows fresh grass. And so if we move fields, or even just move a strip grazing fence for the cows, I do love the fact their heads down, they are absolutely burying their heads into that grass and they cannot rip it off fast enough with their tongues. So I really do enjoy that bit. I like watching them eat grass and lovely fresh grass.
When did you first start farming? When did you get into it?
Well, I was probably always destined to be a farmer. We lived a little way from the farm where my dad was working, and so the question was, every time he went out the door, can I come? And so I just wanted to be there with him, doing the tractor thing, stroking the cows, and doing everything that farmers do from a very early age. So I was, short trousers as soon as I could walk, really.
Nice little family tree.
Yes. The Young Farmers are a national organisation of youth mainly, and so for people with a general interest in agriculture and rural activities. You don't have to be one to be one, so you don't actually have to be a young farmer if you want to join up. And farm agriculture can be, I don't say lonely, but sometimes you are a bit working on your own, and so if you haven't seen many people all day, it is good to get together in the evenings, whether you're in the pub or whether you're going to a competition or whatever. So for me, I can see that it's very much the social side of it. I feel as though agriculture farming is important to the country because we're quite good at feeding the nation. That's one of the main criteria, and also general keepers of the countryside. So the hedges, the ditches, the fields, they don't maintain themselves, and so they do need a bit of maintenance.
Michael took me on a bumpy ride in his Defender to take a look at his cow farm, seeing them in their natural habitat. Fun fact about cows, like humans, cows find it therapeutic to be pampered. From giving them a stroke to brushing them to even giving them a massage, cows love the attention, and it's needed to get rid of matted hair or dirt.
Here we are in another field of cattle, so we've got 140 animals out here being, as they call it, outwintered. So I'm a great fan of outwintering livestock. It's a very natural environment for them. If you've got the suitable ground, as long as they're well fed and they've got somewhere dry to lay. And if you've ever seen a herd of cows stampede, you wouldn't believe it. But if something frightens them bad enough, they would go to the corner of the field. They would be straight through the fence and the hedge if they're that scared. I've seen them flatten themselves into a brick wall before.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes it could be such a tiny sound as a crow going, or a pheasant. They're getting to the stage of life now where they are getting used to sounds.
Any message for some future farmers? Anything to look out for?
Future farmers, do it. Just do it. If you've got an interest, if the interest is there, it's got to be done.
It was such a pleasure to have Michael showing me around his farm. I've learned so much about agriculture and all of the hard work that's put into it. It isn't just driving a tractor, playing with cute animals, it's rigorous work and an essential job that's needed by the public. definitely won't think twice about buying eggs or milk from a local farm shop. So let's keep this industry going.
Like Ryley had so much fun down on the farm, and it's so important to remember how beneficial livestock farmers are in our community, and please, to show our thanks, let's all get involved. Now let's see how Enwezor and Shannon are getting on in the kitchen. How are you getting on, guys?
We're doing well, we're doing
Smells
well.
good.
Smells good. We've only got the butter in the pan so far, but it smells amazing.
Right.
So we're going to get on with cooking these because I can't wait any longer, I'm starving.
Right. Going to start getting the batter into the pan.
Okay. We're going for smallish little ones.
Smallest little ones. They spread quite a lot when you put them in.
Yes,
so,
I can see.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they join up. It really doesn't.
Okay.
But
shall I grab the blueberries?
Let's grab the blueberries. Yeah.
Here we go. So we've got all these here.
Right.
Okay, right. Am I doing one in each corner?
Put them in the middle, because
Put them
I
in the
tried this
middle.
at home. If you put them in the corner, when you flip them, they fall off the pancake. That's not what you want. It gets a bit messy.
Okay.
So yeah. Do you want to put 4 in the middle?
Okay, I'll put 4 mine.
You can just chuck them in. It's
Chuck them
fine.
in.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Don't worry. Pancakes, they're resilient. They're fine.
They're fine. They'll taste amazing no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the thing with making pancakes is it's all about the pan and how getting it to the right temperature. You don't want it too hot, or else they burn really quickly.
That's where I go wrong.
And too cold, and they just don't cook.
So a nice medium heat. You'd
Yeah,
say.
that's right.
And is there any way of knowing like when the underside is cooked or?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
So what happens? We'll start to see some bubbles appearing on the top of the pancakes.
Okay.
And then when you've got, I don't know, a medium amount of bubbles, then you know it's time to turn
It's
over.
time to turn it
But if
over.
it's like fully bubbled,
Yeah.
you've probably burnt it.
Probably
Yeah,
burnt it. Yeah.
so,
That's probably where I'm going wrong then.
So you can't leave pancakes and walk
Can't
off.
leave,
No,
no.
you got to keep looking at them.
That's where I go wrong. So since you're, professional pancake maker, are you confident enough to flip, or do you stay safe and just turn them?
Well, I'd cry. I'd cry if I dropped one. So if you're willing to try it,
I'm not wasting any. No.
yeah,
I would
we could
try,
give it a
but
go. We'd give it a go. Give anything a go
we can
once.
try. We can try it later on.
Yeah.
And if you see one on the floor underneath here, it wasn't me.
Yeah. So let's have a look. These
How are they doing?
don't look ready to me for flipping. We haven't
No.
seen too many bubbles, are we? Well, let's have a look and have a little bit. No, then they're not ready. So we need
Yeah, mine's breaking. I don't want to break mine.
let's ramp up the
Smells
temperature.
so good.
This is the danger
Little
sometimes.
portable stove we got here as well. It's amazing. I love this.
Yeah. So, have we got any
Watching them.
bubbles? You've got a
Can we
few
see-
coming, but
Can we
there's-
see at home what they look like?
yeah.
So how did you get into this sort of field of work? Like, how do you find this passion for baking? and-
Baking. I just love food.
You just
I'm
love
just one of
food.
those people who loves food, and I realise if you can bake it yourself, then you can make a lot more than you'd get at
Yeah.
a restaurant, and it's a lot cheaper.
And you enjoy it, and I guess you'd be really proud of it. Because I really got into, in lockdown, I really got into baking.
Yeah.
That was like my number one thing. Didn't perfect the pancake, but I was
Yeah.
really, really into baking.
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand like
Yeah.
the passion
And
for it.
what do you like to bake?
I like to bake. I think we all did a banana bread. I know,
Oh,
I
the
know.
banana
sorry,
bread.
sorry. I know we all did a banana bread, but I got quite into a cheesecake, different types of cakes. I just
Yeah.
did scones. They were good.
Yeah.
I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
It was the bare minimum, but it was good.
Yeah. I think yours might be ready to.
I was thinking
yeah,
that. I saw
let's,
some.
let's have a look. See if you can get. That's it. Yeah. Go for
Shall
it.
I give
yeah,
it a-
give it a go. Okay. Yeah, yours is
Ooh.
looking good.
Yes.
Well, mine aren't ready yet.
Smells good.
Yeah. So.
Oh, mine's ahead of the game. Smells
Oh,
so,
I can
so
flip this
good.
one. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you can hear it as well. You can hear it sizzling.
There
So
we go.
amazing that the blueberries didn't just like squish underneath the pancake.
Yeah. Right. So.
Should we start to get our plates ready as well?
Yeah,
Now?
because cooking the other side only takes a few seconds.
Okay.
So I think 10 seconds that'll be done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really? That quick?
Yeah. The second side gets done really quickly.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So I think you're ready to.
Do you think
yeah.
we're ready now?
Yeah, that's fine.
First pancake
Get it on
getting
the
served,
plate,
everyone.
and I'll go for the next one.
I'm really
It's a
proud
production
of that. I'm really
line.
proud of that. It's a non-stop turnover.
Yeah. Blueberries in.
Blueberries.
Get them in. Quick.
We've got to feed the 5,000 in.
All right. All right,
Flipping with
mine are
yours.
done. All right, we'll just keep going.
Non-stop pancake flow. I love this.
Gotta keep going.
Pop it on the heat there.
Can I have the blueberries, please?
Yes. Right, you continue with that.
Oh, okay.
We'll be here for
Right.
good time now cooking.
Well, we've got 4. That's good.
So whilst they finish off cooking the rest of their pancake batter, it's time to take a look at a Hotwalls artist who uses his art to bring the people of the city together.
The main area of my work is people, the people of Portsmouth, and projects. I do outreach projects. So if there are low aspirational communities, then I go into those areas and basically just paint people. I draw and sketch and paint and create pop-up exhibitions, which have turned into actually permanent exhibitions. So there's one down Somerstown Community Hub, and then the project's called We Don't Need Culture. And it's called We Don't Need Culture for the very reason about breaking down the elitism. I painted a picture of John Westwood that got exhibited in the National Portrait Gallery, and I was asked why did I paint John Westwood, and that was in my local pub. I was like, we need to add to the cultural fabric of the city, and I was doing all this sort of arty kind of art will save the community type thing, and basically the landlord said to me, he said, no mate, we don't do culture here. This is Pompey, mate, we don't do that. And that's when I realised that I had to sort of like tone the language down and come at this from a non-patronising point of view and just a one-to-one point of view. I think the shortest painting I've done is about 4 hours. The longest taken 6 months. Really, the conversation with the person I'm painting is the portrait. When the portrait formulates in my head is when I get a sense of who they are interacting. It's probably the key bit. It's not judging somebody, finding out who they are, and then in turn revealing a bit of myself to them and about what I want to achieve. And so it's that kind of like a sharing of trust, really. It's getting that sense of who they are, and sometimes it can come immediately, sometimes it really takes a long time. It's reaching out to them in a non-patronising way and just interacting as normal human beings, just having a chat over a coffee. And it's really about breaking down the idea of hierarchy within the arts, breaking down the idea that the arts are elitist and it's associated with opera and Glyndebourne and expensive tickets and all that kind of thing. It's taken all together out into the community, at the same time still exhibiting at the Royal Academy. So a piece at the Royal Academy, I have an exhibition down at the Hub and at Paulsgrove Community Centre, and it's really about creating that connection between the two in the community.
It's so inspiring to see how art can be so inclusive of everyone, no matter your class, gender or beliefs. Now, we're about to come to the part of the show that I think you and I are looking forward to the most, which is obviously trying the pancakes. But I just wanted to talk about the fact that you do mindful eating, which is really interesting. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, I mean, obviously you can probably, everyone in the studio can smell the delicious wafts, and when food is delicious we can tend to just shove it in,
yeah,
and we don't
absolutely.
really notice that we're eating. And so mindful eating is really, again, just paying attention to what you're eating. So that really is including all your senses. So really smelling the food, really looking at the colours, and having a think about who made it or where the stuff came from. So like, where did these blueberries come from? Someone grew them, someone planted them, and really noticing every taste and every smell as you're eating, so that you really enjoy every mouthful rather than just shoving it all in.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, and I'm gonna practice that when we.
It's hard
go
though, when it's delicious. It's hard.
Should we head on over and?
We're just adding the finishing last touches over here. Come on over.
Thank you very much. How
We've
exciting!
cooked all the batter.
Oh my goodness! Look at these. These look a lot better than
pancake. Everyone, share them around.
Wowzers.
We've been busy over here. We've been turning them over. The speed of us, honestly. Right.
Where should we put these? So here's a plate.
Right, I've sanitised the hands. I'm
Pass
these around. I'm gonna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There.
These look great.
Oh my God, there's so many. Oh my God.
Let's
Here we
have a
go.
look. What are you going to put on yours?
I might just put a little bit of syrup.
I'll bring
Syrup,
the shiny
nice.
down
I
here.
did
So I can open it.
Try
spot
the
some
work as
lemons
well.
up here. I might grab one.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, here we go.
So I am a real lemon and sugar person.
sugar.
See the blueberries in there.
Yeah.
Okay, right, toppings. What are we all going for?
I'm going for lemon and sugar.
Before I panic, what am I going for?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm
maple,
gonna
maple
make
syrup,
this
that's the ticket
That's
for
a
me.
classic.
Maple
That's a
syrup
classic.
is unreal.
I'm gonna
Lovely.
pop this
And
in.
I quite like banana and chocolate spread actually.
Would you do banana
That's quite nice.
pancakes?
Yeah, in fact, this
Can
recipe,
you do
you
with your
can
fingers or
add a
fork?
mashed
I'm just-
banana to the
oh, yeah,
batter
no,
and you get banana pancakes. Don't have to alter
Amazing.
anything. And
Tell me
the
if
best
it's any
bananas to
good.
use are the ones that have gone really soft
everyone
over
the
rice.
Oh, like
No
full
pressure.
banana bread.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Should we
I
pass
might
the
try
knife and
mine.
forks around?
Okay.
Are you gonna dig in?
Yeah.
Is yours any
I'm
good?
ready, yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
try
you're
now.
about to do yours.
Yeah.
Eek.
Right. Give it a shot.
Should-
I can juice.
Do you want me to pass over the night? Right, let's all try.
Mmm.
Delicious.
These are so fluffy.
Oh wow.
I'm used to the
They're so
really
lovely.
thin,
I was
Like-
so hungry.
Oh, they're good.
crispy.
It's the first one I've eaten
Can I just
today.
like pocket these and take these home?
You can.
Oh wow.
I need
Oh,
to
not
take
these.
you
Oh my
home
God.
to
Yeah.
cook them.
Ooh.
They're incredible. I have another bite please. That was incredible. Thank you so
How is
much for
it
teaching us
lemon?
how to make these. That was a
There you
lot
go.
easier. I feel like I was very relaxed doing
Can't go
that.
wrong.
Yeah.
Might have
it's
the
easy.
strawberry as
Normally
well.
at home, like fire alarms, smoke alarms going off. Mum's screaming.
Yeah, it's always very hectic cooking pancakes in my
Pancakes always
household.
quite a hectic experience, but this was so leisurely.
We were smooth sailing.
And the blueberries in that is fantastic. That adds such a massive difference to them.
You made it look really calm and easy.
Yeah,
That's so good.
it was chaotic as.
My dad loves jam on pancakes. And I know he'll
Okay,
be
that
watching.
there are some things you just keep
Some things
yourself.
you keep
That is
yourself. So I know my dad's
one
watching
of them.
this.
That is very
It's just
controversial.
wrong.
I have to say.
Don't ruin a pancake like that, okay?
That is very bizarre.
But yeah, the savoury pancakes as well. That's a big thing. And savoury croissants. People love that. But I'm so pleased that you came in today and showed us all how to make this. This was absolutely incredible. I love doing this.
Share the pancake love, I say.
Share the pancake love. I love that. And if you've been following along at home or you get a chance to try these blueberry pancakes, we would love to see how yours have turned out. Hopefully as good as Enwezor's and ours. But send your photos on Instagram to This Is Portsmouth. And we can't wait to see how you guys all got on.
Unfortunately, we have reached the end of today's episode, and what a show it has been. From the Hotwalls studios to the farms, and of course visiting the Eldon Arms, there is always so much going on in and around Portsmouth.
And of course, a big, big thank you to both of our guests today, Denise with her mindful meditation techniques, and Enwezor for teaching us how to make the perfect blueberry
Lovely.
pancakes.
And if you would like to get in touch with the This Is Portsmouth team with your stories or news, contact us at This Is Portsmouth on the TV Instagram page, or send us an email using tisp@port.ac.uk.
Join us in 2 weeks' time for another episode of This Is Portsmouth. But from all of us here, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Shannon.
I'm Freya, and this is Portsmouth.